As far as my history, being Pasquayaki, I mean, I'm 1/8, several generations down. I mean, it's it's really cool because I mean it's a deep rooted history. I mean, as far as tribes of the Southwest are concerned, very well known. You know, I mean, hell, we even have a casino. But you know, leaving that part aside, I mean, very from what I've been told and what little research I can remember that I've done, you know, very agriculturally based, a lot of farming, and that type of thing. I always thought was really cool, is because not it's all involved in the growing, the culturing of the land, you know, and it's and also you know the classic views of you know just living very simply and that is just peaceful in and of itself, and I really enjoy it. And outside of that, I mean, I don't know too much about you know that particular aspect. You know, it's nothing I feel bad about. It just gives me something to learn more about later on in the years. But I mean, through all the tribe, every tribe has something really beautiful and magical about it, and you know, it's you know one nation. I mean, even without the tribes and everything, we're all just one people. But with that particular aspect of it, it's something for me to fall back on, to look back and say, well, this is a part of me, and this means so much because it's all involved in just what I love, which is simplistic beauty. There's no embellishment to it. There's no necessity of any kind of structural base of greed or of capitalism or anything like that. I mean, those things, you know, exist and they exist for a reason, but not in that particular frame. For me, that's really what it's all about. And, you know, I look forward, especially later down the line, of learning more about it and being able to find a way to where I can contribute my own aspect, you know, whatever I can contribute back to that, you know, to that people, that culture, to you know via however I can figure it out. You know, that's going to be the fun part right there, is deciding, okay, well, this is what I can do to help, this is what I can do to contribute, and this is what I can do to reaffirm myself as a part of that, because that has been probably one of the few things that I've not really put as much effort as I should into as far as looking up, but it's all fun.
But your features, you know, your features, that's what strikes me. Is like you're saying you're 1/8 first generation American, but your features are telling me, man, you are like 85%. And here you are saying you're 8%. I mean, you could even look in a mirror and say, look, what are you seeing when you look in the mirror? Do you see that the first generation American in you? Do you notice it, or does it do you pay any attention to it, is what I'm saying. And you know, just saying that you're 8%, and just looking at you and saying, hold on, you're much more than 8%, it would seem to me. But so how do you work with that? I mean, it does look like you are much more than just 8%.
Well, I can't really explain it. I mean, like I said, I haven't really put as much research into it on my personal end as I should, but I mean, to me that it matters, but it doesn't. I mean, to try to kind of ride off that is not really, I don't know, it's a part of me. I love it and I identify with it, but it's not, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, I guess. I mean, I look in the mirror and I see my own features, but I see a mesh of different cultures that span out everything from, you know, my Native American side all the way to the Castilian Spanish side of my family, where my last name comes from. You know, so you blend that culture in with the roots of that side of the culture. It could be rooted from both Native American to to Middle Eastern, you know, because during, you know, the Middle Ages, Spain was occupied by the Moors. So I mean, it could be both. You know, if you're to use the Indian and the word Indian in the looser term, I could be both and show features of both, but they work so well together that, well, it's just a mesh. I mean, culturally speaking, I think there's more in my family than even I'm aware of, but it just all kind of goes together, and that's what I see in the mirror. I just don't see an Indian or a Mexican or an American. I see it all. And that's what puts the smile on my face, because I see all of it combined together. And just looking in a mirror, it proves that we are all one, we are all beautiful, and that's what it is. I mean, it's all one, just different. It's like two sides of the same coin. You know, it's the coin, but you get to see multiple aspects of it. And that's what really makes it awesome.
Now, what is the tribe that you said you were with, that your ancestry is from?
The Pasquayaki.
Which is close in the area.
Mm-hmm. It's, you know, pretty much around the Tucson, Pima County area. A little further north, too, from what I'm to understand, like between here and Phoenix, that particular span. But like I said, there's so many details that I personally don't know that I couldn't really elaborate more on that outside of factual wise. I mean, I know a lot of hearsay and, you know, a lot of stuff like that, but I wouldn't really go around talking about it because I can't prove it to be fact or fiction. So take it with a grain of salt and just kind of store it in the memory banks.
Could you play us a song?
Yeah, definitely. It's always, I do that no matter what's going on. I remember my friends in my earlier years, they used to call me up just to come over and play. They're like, yeah, we're getting together, you know, nothing fancy, but figure if you want to come over and bring your guitar. So I never turn down a request, or at least I try not to. There we go. Is there anything, just whatever? Sounds good to me. I'll tell you so when there's no